Hello everyone, this is Ratnesh Singh and my channel is Keen Concept. I am a senior development engineer in test, and this video basically will tell you the step-by-step installation of Java, Eclipse, Maven on your Windows machine. This video is helpful for any student, grad student who wants to learn Java and build their career in the IT industry. Also for the working professionals who are already working in IT industry and wants to start with Java automation as well as the Java application development. So without any further ado, let's get started. Java, as we all know, it is a very popular object-oriented programming language. Initially, it was developed and provided by Sun Microsystems, but Oracle acquired Sun Microsystems in 2010, and since then it is provided by Oracle. To start with Java programming, you need either JRE or JDK installed on your system. So make sure I am telling either JRE or JDK. So that means even if you have only JRE on your system, you can write the Java programs and execute them. But there are certain conditions with that I'll tell you in this video. So JDK package consists of GRE libraries as well as the additional development libraries which you will be needing in order to develop the your Java application. So that means if you have a JDK package on your machine, then you don't need a separate GRE package in order to develop your applications. So if you have only JDK package, that is sufficient for you because it already have the GRE libraries implicitly inside that. Before we start with the Java installation, here are some helpful tips for you. Till Java version 10, if you install JDK package, then the corresponding JRE package was getting automatically installed. But from Java version 11 onwards, Oracle has stopped giving bundled JRE package with JDK. That means if you install a JDK package, then a separate JRE package will not get installed from Java version 11 onwards. But it is not a problem as JDK implicitly has JRE libraries, so all your work will be done. If you are writing your programs on text editors like Notepad, Notepad++, Sublime Text, then you will be needing JDK to compile and run your program. Only having JRE will not work for you then. Sometime back in this video, I told you that even if you have JRE installed on your machine, then also you can start writing Java programs and execute them. So here is the answer for that. If you are writing your Java programs on any IDE like Eclipse or IntelliJ, which comes with its own compiler. For example, Eclipse comes with its own compiler which is known as Eclipse Compiler for Java or ECJ. Then Eclipse compiles your Java program with the help of its own compiler and execute them on the JRE which is installed on your machine. So we can say that minimum requirement to start working with Eclipse is to have JRE installed on your machine. So if you are writing standalone Java programs in Eclipse and wants to execute them as a Java application, then only having JRE is enough for you. But if you are building Maven projects, then you need JDK also installed. Otherwise it won't work. So we will go for the JDK package installation only. Below are the URLs from where you can download Java. I have pasted this URL in the description too, so you can access it from there also. Let me access first URL through my browser. Okay, so we are on the Oracle's download page and we can see developers download section over here, and we can see various types of downloads which Oracle is providing. So here we will be interested in Java, so let's click on this Java. Now you can see the Java JDK for developers as well as the Java runtime environment. So we are interested in JDK, so we'll click over here. And now we can see there is a Java version 14, which is the latest version, and there are older versions also. And if you want to access the older versions, you can scroll down and click on Java Archive. So we are on the Oracle Java Archive page. And if you scroll down, you can see all the versions of Java over here listed, the latest version as well as the older version. So one thing you should know over here, like if you are using 32-bit Windows, then you have to go for the Java 8 installation only, because from Java 9 onwards, Oracle has stopped providing the support for 32-bit Windows. You can see it by clicking on Java 9. So you can see it is providing only the Windows installer for 64-bit, but not for the 32-bit. And if you go back and go to the Java 8, so let's scroll down, and here you can see Windows has two types of installers. One is x86, another one is x64. So we can say that for Java 8 is giving 32-bit Windows installer, which is this one, and it is also giving 64-bit Windows installer. So if you are using 32-bit Windows, you can go for Java 8, and if you are using 64-bit Windows, you can go for any of the latest Java versions. And there's one more thing. If you remember, in this video I have told you that if from till Java 10, JDK package was providing a bundled GRE, and from Java 11 onwards, JDK package was not giving a bundled GRE. So let's check Java version 10 over here, and you can see there is a JDK whose JDK package whose size is approximately 390 MB. And let's go to Java 11. So let's click on Java 11 and find out what is the size of JDK package over here. Okay, so we can see the JDK package size is reduced to 151 MB. So that means from Java 10 to Java 11, the package size has got reduced from 390 MB approx to 151 MB approx. That means this JDK package is not coming bundled with the GRE. But it is not a problem, as all the GRE libraries are already there inside the JDK package. So we'll go for the latest JDK installation. We'll go for JDK 14. So let me click on this Java 14. So this is JDK installer for Java 14, and you have to download this 64-bit installer and on your machine. I have already downloaded it, so I'll install it from there. So guys, I have this JDK 14 setup already downloaded on my machine, and let's install it. So I'm double clicking on this setup file and let it open the installer. Okay, okay, so it is preparing to install. Okay, so now we have this pop-up window, and we have to click next, then again next. Okay, so the installation is in progress. It might take some time, so we'll wait for it. Okay, so the now the installation is done and it is showing you that JDK successfully installed. So we'll close this window and we will go to program files in our C drive and we'll see. Okay, so now a folder as Java will be created in the under the program files in C drive. If we double click on it, we can see JDK 14 folder, and under that we have several folders and a bin folder is there. Okay, so now to cross check whether Java got installed correctly on our machine, we'll open the command prompt and we'll type a command as Java hyphen version. So I think it should give me error initially. Okay, so yeah, it is giving me error. Java is not recognized as an internal or external command, operable program or a batch file. Okay, so what we need to do, firstly we need to set the path variable to the Java bin folder, because of which we are not able to access this Java from command prompt. So what we'll do, we'll go to the my computer, then we'll right click over here, open properties, then advanced system settings, then environment variables, then under system variables we'll have a path variable. Under that we'll double click it, and at the end we'll put a semicolon, and we'll have this we already have this JDK bin folder path. We'll copy this and append this to the existing path variable value. Okay, now we'll just click OK. Okay, and this here this command prompt which we already opened, we will exit it. We'll open a new command prompt and type command as Java hyphen version, and let's see. Okay, yeah, great. So now it is showing us Java version 14. It is already installed. It is showing us the version which is present on our machine. So with this we are done with the Java installation, and now we'll start with the Eclipse installation. Okay, so now we will proceed with the Eclipse installation. And Eclipse is a very popular IDE, basically integrated development environment for developing Java applications. There are other IDEs also for developing Java applications like NetBeans, IntelliJ IDEA. So it's totally your choice which IDE you are more comfortable and wants to install for Java development. But Eclipse is very popular, so we will go with the Eclipse installation only. And as we are going to build the Maven project, and we are targeting for the Maven setup, so one thing we should know is the Eclipse version Luna onwards, so whatever versions they came, they were having Maven plugin pre-installed in it, and you need not to install any separate Maven plugin from the Eclipse marketplace if you install the latest version of Eclipse. And for the versions which were older than Luna, at that time people have to install the Maven plugin from the Eclipse marketplace. This is the URL for downloading the Eclipse, and we'll access this URL through the browser. Okay, so we are on the Eclipse downloads page, and it will look like this, and you can see there is a download. This is the latest version of Eclipse currently 2020-03, and there's an installer download option over here. So you can click on it, and it will direct you to this page. And if you'll click on this download, your installer will start getting downloaded. And currently, let me cancel this because I have already downloaded it. And there's one more thing, like if you want to access the older versions, then you can click on this download packages, and here you can see the older versions also, 2019 12, 2019 9, and then earlier versions, Photon, Oxygen, Neon, and more older versions also you can check from here. So here you have the earlier versions too, like Luna, Kepler, Juno, Indigo, etc. So we'll go to this packages page and see over here. So you can see this installer, actually this is just an entry point, and from here it will allow you to choose like which package you want to install, whether you want to install Eclipse IDE for Java developers, Eclipse IDE for enterprise Java developers, and for C++ developers. So it provides the different packages. So whatever you as per your need you can install it. So you can see a lot of packages over here. So it's a common entry point from the installer. But what we'll do, we'll go for this Eclipse IDE for enterprise Java developers. We'll choose this package from the installer, and we can directly download it from here also for Windows, or either we can download the installer and then choose it from there. So but we'll go for the installer only, so we can we have already downloaded the installer as I showed you, and from there we can choose this option. So let's start with the installation. Okay, so let's start with the installation of Eclipse. And I have this installer for Eclipse version 2020-03 already on my machine. And let me double click on this. Okay, it is asking you have to click on run. So it is supposed to launch the installer. So let's wait for it. Okay, so it is launching the Eclipse installer. So now you can see, as I told you earlier, on the Eclipse download site, the installer offers the different packages over here. You can see this Eclipse IDE for Java developers, Eclipse IDE for enterprise Java developers, and then C++ developers. So according to your need, it offers the different packages, so which you can download. So here we will target on this Eclipse IDE for Eclipse Enterprise Java developers. So let's click on it, and it will take the default paths on your system. So we have JDK already 14 installed, so it's taking that. Let's just click on install. You have to click on accept now. So installation is in progress. Let's wait. Okay, so it is asking whether you trust these certificates. So you have to click on this checkbox, and you can click on always accept certificates and accept selected. Okay, so the installation again got in progress. So it's about to complete. Let's wait for it. Okay, so now you can see the installation is done, and it is asking for to you to launch the Eclipse. So you can just directly click on this launch. Also, you can see a shortcut got created on your desktop. So you just click on launch over here, and it will start launching the Eclipse on your system. So you can see now it is asking for the workspace directory. So you can browse any folder on your machine which you want to make it as a workspace, and just you can browse it from here. And so basically, I have already one folder created on my E drive. So I will select that folder, and I have just selected, so the default path has got changed, and now it will use this whole directory path as a workspace, and you can just click on launch. So now it is starting the Eclipse IDE. You can see the progress bar. It's loading all the resources. Okay, so now you can see the Eclipse IDE got opened, and it is the welcome, or you can say the startup page showing over here. So now what you can do, you can just close this welcome page, and on the left side you will see the project explorer. So Eclipse has been installed, so you are now ready to create your Java projects, Maven projects. So what we'll do, we'll just quickly we'll create one Java project. So you can go here, you can select basically you can go to others, and here you can select Java project, and next you can give any project name, my first Java project, and you can see you have already default JRE for JDK 14, so you can select this and click on finish. Okay, so it is asking for the module name, it is pre-populated, so just click on create. Okay, so now if you see on the left side under the project explorer, you have my first Java project got created, and you can see the JRE system libraries for JDK 14 already included under it, which we have selected as default. We have a source folder, and this module info.java, it is like auto created. So what we can do, we can just right click on src and new, and then we can just create one package, some maybe like test package, and just click on finish. And under this test package we can create a class, my first Java class, and just click finish. We'll check click on this checkbox public static void main just to include this method, and you can see, okay, so we have main method created under this class. And just to cross check whether things are working fine, we'll just execute this system.out.println, and my first Java class. Just save it, and you can right click and go here with the run as and run as Java application. So let's see the console output, and it is my first Java class. So that means our program is running fine, and we have successfully installed Eclipse and executed a Java project. So now we will go with the creating the Maven projects and setting up Maven on our machines. So let's start with the Maven setup. And Maven is basically a project build lifecycle management tool, and it performs the dependency management, build management, deployment, etc. So in this video, we'll just talk about how to set up a Maven project, how to execute it through Eclipse, and how to execute it through command prompt. And I'll create a separate detailed video on the Maven different phases in the Maven lifecycle, default lifecycle, how you can change the default lifecycle, how you can add the plugins and everything. So that video will be separate. In this video, we'll just cover the setup part, and there are the below are the popular project build management tools for Java projects. The first one is the Ant. So it is the outdated one, it is the old one. It was more towards the configuration, and you need to configure each and everything, where you want to generate the reports, where you want to generate the binaries. Each and everything was configurable in the ant.xml. But nowadays the ant is not being used because it's outdated. Now, coming to Maven is more towards the conventional approach. So it follows the conventional project build life cycle. And if you want to change something, you can attach the plugins, you can provide the configuration, change the configuration. So there's some flexibility provided in Maven on the conventional approach, but still it is not too much flexible. So that's why latest one Gradle came into picture, which combines both the configuration as well as the conventional approach. So Gradle is also getting used. It's getting very popular. So I'll create a separate video on the Gradle setup. But in this video, we'll talk about the Maven setup only. And for if there are two things. If you want to run your Maven, if you want to create your Maven project and run through Eclipse, then you need not to download any Maven binaries. But if you want to run it through command prompt, so you need to download the Maven binaries on your machine, and you can download it from this URL. So I'll paste this URL in the description also, so you can copy it from there, and I'll tell you how you can execute from Eclipse as well as through the command prompt. Okay, so let's start with the Maven setup and creating the Maven project on our machine. So for Maven setup, there are two things. First thing is you have to create a Maven project and you can execute it through Eclipse. And the second part is if you want to execute that Maven project through command prompt, so you have to do certain settings. So in this video, I will explain both the ways. So let's first start creating a Maven project. So as I have already told in this video, that if you install the latest version of Eclipse, then you need not to install the Maven plugin separately. And the latest versions of Eclipse have inbuilt Maven plugin, and basically they support the Maven projects as well as the Gradle projects. So let's start creating a Maven project. So you need to go and click on File, then go to New, and then go to Other, and then here you can see, if you scroll down, you can see Maven uh, projects here, and Maven folder is there. You click on it and then click on Maven project, then click next. So you can see it is it has opened an pop-up window, and it is saying like new Maven project. So what you can do, you can just so you can skip the archetype. It will ask for the archetype selection, so you can skip this step by clicking on this checkbox and just click next. So now here you have to provide your group ID. So I'll provide like com dot keen concept, and then artifact ID you can provide anything like you can provide my first Maven project, and rest of the things you can keep as it is, and just click on finish. And you can see let's just uh, collapse this one, and you can see my first Maven project got created in the Project Explorer, and you can see it has a folder structure got created: src main java, src main resources, src test java, src test resources. And it has included the default gre for java 1.5. so this we can change to java 14. And this has created the maven project for you. So now what we'll do, we'll just first thing we'll change this GRE system library to Java 14. For this, what you can do, you can just right click on this project and go to build path, configure build path, and then under libraries. So you can click on add library here, and then GRE system library, then click next, and you can select the option workspace default GRE JDK 14 and click on finish. So now JDK 14 is has been included under this project, and you can remove this 1.5. Click apply and close. So you can see now JDK 14 has got included. So this will be using JDK 14 for compilation of your Java files and then executing it. So now coming to this src main java, src test java. So basically your application code you write under the src main java, and your test cases you write under src test java. So developers they write unit test cases under src test java, and automation testers they write their automation test cases, integration test cases under src test java, and the whole application code is written under src main java. So there is a pom.xml also got created. Let's open it. Okay, so pom.xml is open now, and you can see whatever group ID we provided during the creation of our Maven project. It's here, and the artifact ID what we provided, and it is just a snapshot showing it like it is. Usually we put this hyphen snapshot when your project is under development. So it is still under development is showing that. Now what we can do, we can just create a package under src main java as uh, just click on package, then com dot keen concept dot application package, and you can create your class under this, my application class. You can include a main method under it. Okay, so we have this class got. So we can just write system dot out dot println, and my first application class, and just save it. So now suppose if we want to execute my maven project, so what we do, let's close this older one, and just clear it. Okay, so what we'll do, like first of all we need to include few things under this pom.xml. So we want to really make sure, okay, our classes are whether it is our test classes or our application classes, whatever you have written is getting compiled by JDK version 14. So what we will do, we will include few things in our pom.xml. So let's see what you are going to do. So either you can include this properties section, maven compiler dot source in your pom.xml, or you can include this maven compiler plugin. So both things anyone you can include. So let's just include this plugin. So what we'll do under build tag, we'll have plugins, and then plugin will we have included Maven compiler plugin and showing that okay, my source and target are should use JDK 14, and let's just save it. Now the thing is like we have this class, this application class under which we have written the main method. Now if we just right click and run as, and if you just do maven install, so what it will do, it will let's see, it will basically execute the default life cycle, and it will generate a jar file. By default, if you don't specify the packaging, maven generates the jar, and it will deploy to the local maven repository, which is under users m2 folder. So let's see what it is doing. So here it is executing the resources, process resources, and then compiling. Okay, so you can see build got success, and you can see here the this my first Maven project snapshot jar has been deployed, or you can say installed to local under users keen concept dot m2 repository. And if you go to this, if you copy this path, and if you go to this path, you will see your jar file. So you can see over here your jar file got created. Okay, so now you will be wondering like why this class, my application class with the main method has not got executed. So the thing is like Maven doesn't pick up and execute any code, application code by itself. So for executing any class which is having main method, you need to include the plugin. If any of your test classes were there, then they would be executed by Surefire plugin under this under the test phase. But we have not included any test class, so I will include test class also. So before that, what we'll do two things. Firstly, let's include a test class, and let me create a package over here. Keen concept dot test, and then class my first test. Now remember one thing: if you specify any class under src test java with the name having test in it, so those classes will be automatically picked up by Maven Surefire plugin. And if you have to if you have to deliberately include some classes, then you have to specify the plugin in your pom.xml and include and exclude your classes there, so that also you can do. Now let's do one thing. So and this class will be recognized by itself, but it will identify the test cases either through the JUnit framework or TestNG framework. So what you need to do, you need to include a dependency in your pom.xml. Let's just include that dependency for test ng. So this dependency you can Google it and get for the Maven repository, that dependency for test ng. So any latest version, stable version, you can get it. So you can include dependencies tag, and the dependencies tag you can include this dependency. So once you include this dependency, the Maven will automatically download the testng jars from the Maven central repository, and it will include into your project. So it is building the project. You can see it is downloading the jars. Okay, so now it is done. What we can do, we can just clear this, and we can go to my first test. So we are on our test class, and what we'll do, we'll create a test over here. So let me put @test annotation, and we can just mouse over it. So just declare a body over here, public void my first test. So this is your test method, and let me just include one statement. Okay. System.out.println, and you can mention as my first test. And now once you mouse over it, it will show you the option to import. So you can import this test annotation and you can save it. So now if you see, we what we have done in the pom.xml, we have included the dependency for testng, and also we have included a test in our my first test file under src test java. So for the main class, or the class which was under src main java, this we have not included any plugin yet. So just to cross check whether my test is getting picked up and run, let me just run it, and then we'll include the plugin for that. So we have executed it. Let's see what it is doing. So it has started executing it, and it is going to the default life cycle, all the phases, and let's see whether our test gets picked up or not. So okay, Surefire, the test phase, Surefire plugin has picked up our test, and you can see our test got executed, right? My first test, and also the build got success, and again the jar got deployed under um, .m2 folder under the keen concept. So what we'll do now, again our application code which was having the main method didn't get execute. So for executing it, this what we'll do, we'll go to the pom.xml, and we will do one thing. We will include this plugin. This is basically exec maven plugin. So this plugin you need to include if you want to invoke your any class which is having main method under your src main java. So basically your application code if you want to invoke, so this plugin you need to include. So this plugin we can include below this under plugins, where we have already pasted our maven compiler plugin. Okay, so this is exec maven plugin, and you can see we can give the class name as whatever class is having the main method. So main, under configuration tag main class, we can give the main class name. So my application class, so we can change this to my application class. So make sure you provide the fully qualified path, including the package name also, like com.keenconcept.application. The class name, and just save it. Okay, so before starting with the execution, you need to do one more thing. Basically, this plugin EXEC Maven plugin has two goals. One goal is EXEC and another goal is Java. So Java goal is used for executing your Java classes having the main method within the project. So this goal doesn't execute in the default Maven lifecycle. So what we need to do, you need to attach, you need to firstly uh, attach this plugin to a phase and and execute Java goal in that phase. So for that, what you need to do, you need to mention over here as executions, then execution, and then basically which phase you want to execute it. You can execute it in compile phase, because your main class needs to be compiled before it gets executed. And then you can mention what goals you want to execute. So we need to execute a Java goal of this EXEC plugin. So we have mentioned that. And so now we should be ready. You can ignore this error. This is not a problem. It is just saying like this plugin, the execution is not covered under this plugin, but so you can ignore this. This is not a problem. Now if you go and you can do one thing. You can just right click and do a Maven clean. It has deleted everything from the target folder, so it was which was there present in the last run. And now what you can do, you can run Maven install. So let's see what it will do. So you can see after compiling uh, the classes, then it executed this my application.class, and it has printed in console as my first application class. Okay, so it got executed in compile phase only. So after compiling one source file into this folder, then it executed this my application class, which earlier it was not executing, and then it proceeded with the test compile and the basically test compile and the test phases. And then it in the test phase it executed the test class my first test, and you can see it has printed my first test. And finally it packaged the jar and it installed into the local repository. So the build got success. Okay. Now coming to this error, so it is not though it is not making any problem in the execution, but this error is coming actually because we have modified the default life cycle of Maven. And in default life cycle, this compile phase does not have this Java goal, and we are executing Java goal in this compile phase. That's why this error is there. So even if you don't address it, it's not a problem. But if you want this error to not show on in your pom.xml, you can do one thing. You can just mouse over on this execution and mark goal Java as ignored in Eclipse preferences. You can select this option, and okay, now you can see the error went away. So just save it. And so with this we are done with the Maven setup and running through Eclipse. Now we have to run this through command prompt, and for that we need to do certain setups. So now running through the command prompt, what you need to download the Maven binaries, and then you need to set some path variables. So firstly, let's download the Maven binaries. So this is the URL from where you can download the zip Maven binaries. I will paste this URL in the description also, so you can copy it from there and just access this URL and scroll down and go to binary zip archive. You can download this zip file. I have already downloaded, so I am not downloading it again. So let me just go to the location where I have already downloaded. So this is Apache Maven and zip file. You need to extract it. Let me extract. Okay, so it got extracted. So now that you can see this folder. So under this folder we have bin, boot, conf, lib, and these folders are there. So what you need to do, you need to click on bin, and this whole entire path up to the bin folder, this entire path you need to copy and set in your path variable. So you need to go to the my computers and then click on property, then advanced system settings, then environment variables. Then in the system variables there is a path variable. Double click on it, and at the end you can add a semicolon and then entire bin path. And we have added the path in the path variable. Now we need to add two more variables. One is basically Java home. If in your user variables it is already there, then it's not a problem. But if it is not there, then you need to add Java home, where you need to specify the path of your Java folder under the program files. So go to program files, Java JDK14. So not inside the bin, just this parent folder, this home folder, you can say. You need to copy this path and paste it over here. Then this is the one variable which you need to create, and the other variable is Maven home. So for Maven home, what you need to do, the earlier path for the Maven. So you are on the bin folder, so you need to go back one folder and copy the path up to this home folder and paste it in Maven home and click OK. So we have two variables, Java home, Maven home over here, and path variable set with the Maven bin path. So now click OK. Okay. So what we'll do, just to cross check, we will open command prompt, and we will write mvn hyphen version. So you can see it has given the details, Maven home, Java version, everything. So that means it is working fine, or Maven command is working fine. So now in order to execute this project, Maven project through command prompt, we'll go to the Eclipse and we'll right click on our project, and we'll go to show in System Explorer. Basically it will give us the path of the drive under which this project is there. Then double click on this folder, and you can copy this path, entire path, and you can change your path to this directory. So currently it is C directory, so we can type e colon just to change the directory to E, because my project is in E directory. Now cd and that path. So currently I'm in the project path. So now we will run mvn clean command. So whatever command we are running through Eclipse, so we will run over here also. So let's just click enter, and so it will execute maven clean. So you can see it has executed the maven clean, and now we can run mvn install. So you can see it started building the project. Compiler plugin is executing. It has compiled the class. It has executed our exec maven plugin. My first application class, the application class file it has executed. So you can see it has executed the test. The build got success, and it has executed your application file also. So that means we are all set, and we are able to run our project through command prompt also. So with this we are done with the Java, Eclipse and the Maven setup of on Windows. So guys, thanks for watching my video. Please like, share and comment. Also please subscribe my channel if you are watching my video for the first time, and press the bell icon so that you can keep getting notifications of my videos. Thanks, have a great day.